Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Ham on Beat, and I wasn't going to originally check this out, but someone left a comment on the last video that I did from Ham on Beat, and I was quite intrigued, because I love when Ham on Beat explains stuff and he gets annoyed that he's having to explain something. Apparently this is very much that, so let's check out Ham on Beat explaining how King Crimson works. This is going to be brilliant, I'm sure.
She's up there!
Ham on Beat!
Past videos, I have gone over and answered commonly asked questions in JoJo.
Yeah.
Possibly one of the most common questions among fans is how the stand King Crimson works.
Yeah.
Some people are simply and understandably confused by the powers of the stand.
I mean,
while
it
others
is
take it one step
bit
further
confusing.
and claim that its powers are blatantly inconsistent, often citing this as one of Part 5's main flaws. In debunking Iraqi Forgotten Part 5, I touched on King Crimson for a short time, giving a basic overview of the ability and how it is applied. However, this did not seem to be enough. I went over it once again in my previous video, which was an in-depth look at the concept of fate in JoJo. However, some people are still confused even after that, so I have decided that I'll just have to be as blatant as possible for people to finally get it. In this video, I will first go over King Crimson's abilities in detail, and then I will summarize many of the times that it has been used, to hopefully finally dispel
I need to watch Part 5
remaining
again, though.
confusion. Understanding the concept of fate is absolutely integral to understanding King Crimson. I will
And
be going
JoJo's
over the
in
properties
general.
of fate in this video, but if you want a far deeper look at the concept, my previous video on fate in JoJo will
Great video,
help.
really good. I
That
could like
video
it.
spoils Part 6 though, and this one doesn't. King Crimson is Diavolo's stand, which he gained after using one of the stand arrows that he discovered in Egypt. King Crimson also possesses a sub-stand called Epitaph. Many people erroneously believe that Epitaph is the stand of his alter ego Doppio. This is not the case. Both King Crimson and Epitaph fully belong to Diavolo.
Yeah.
King Crimson's first ability is to view a forecast of the future using Epitaph. This is usually viewed as a projection hidden behind his bangs, but he has been shown to project it in front of others. Anything that is shown in this prediction is 100% fated to happen. I cannot stress this enough. Since the premonitions are determined by what is fated, Diavolo has no influence whatsoever over what will appear. However, his other ability still allows him to use this to his advantage. King Crimson's second ability is the power to skip up to 10 seconds of time. When a time skip occurs, everyone except Diavolo will continue to move along their predestined path.
Yeah, so he's skipping what's meant to happen.
Victims have no control over
Everything
what
else
they will
that's meant to
do
happen to
during a
everyone
skip,
happens.
and when the skip has ended, they will not remember anything that happened during it. Diavolo behaves differently from others during a skip. During a skip, Diavolo is free to move wherever he pleases. This allows him to bypass anything that may have been fated to happen to him in Epitaph's prediction. During a skip, Diavolo cannot interact with anything, and is in a semi-ethereal state. If he touches anything during a skip, he'll simply phase through it, and the fated path of whatever he tried to touch will ignore him and remain exactly the same.
Everything
The
keeps going.
upside of this is that he is immune from any form of physical attack during a skip.
Because he's phasing through
Downside is
everything,
that he cannot harm anyone until after a skip ends. Because of this, we often see Diavolo repositioning himself behind enemies.
Yeah, getting ready to attack.
And launching an attack just before the skip ends, so that
it
impacts
lands
the enemy
as
in
it
the first possible second
finishes,
before they're even aware that a skip has happened. The most overlooked part of this ability is what happens to Diavolo's original fated actions. Just like all people and objects in the universe, Diavolo follows a fixed path of fate. So of course, if Diavolo were to view a prediction of the future, he would see what he would be doing in those next 10 seconds. That brings up the question of what happens during a skip. If Diavolo were to view a prediction in which he picks up and throws a rock, and then he skips time, what happens? Diavolo can move freely, and since he can't interact, he could not possibly throw the rock. However, the path the rock takes of being lifted up and thrown was part of that fated prediction. Even though it was originally caused by Diavolo's actions which don't technically exist anymore, it would still occur, since the fate of the rock and everything else cannot be changed. This is one of the most dangerous aspects of Diavolo's ability, since if fate is on his side, he could get away with pretty much anything. Some people ask how it would be possible for the rock to move on its own. The explanation for this requires one to have an understanding of how fate operates in JoJo's. I've made a detailed video looking at this
God, he just sounds so mad.
The basic idea is that fate itself is actually a gravitational pull that moves people and things along a predestined path.
Uses a
fate itself lifts the rock, because the rock's fate is to be lifted. Now that I've gone over the abilities of King Crimson, I'll go over the notable times that it is used in the story and apply this explanation to them. The reason for being this thorough is due to how I've seen some people still not understand even after hearing the explanation. Here's something I've seen happen quite a few times. Let's say I explain the power of King Crimson, and use the scene of Trish in the elevator as an example. I explain that the action of Trish's arm being cut is fated. Even though this was an action originally performed by Diavolo, Trish's fate within a skip cannot possibly be changed, so her arm would still be cut. This is a sufficient explanation, and if you apply the same logic to other King Crimson scenes, then there should be no questions left. However, after hearing this explanation, I still see countless comments asking, but what about Narancia? Or, but what about the fortune teller? Or, but what about the objects in the hotel room? Despite these situations being the exact same thing as the Trish scene, just with the victim of the attack swapped out. So I have come to the conclusion that it is impossible to just give one example, and that it is now necessary to go over multiple all ones. Of them.
All of them.
The first use of King Crimson was during the elevator scene. Trish's arm is severed, and she ends up down the elevator shaft with Diavolo. Diavolo's original fated path would have been to enter the elevator, cut off Trish's hand, and carry her away. By skipping time, Diavolo no longer has to do any of these actions,
it's done for him,
and avoids having his face revealed to Trish or Bucciarati. Trish's fate of her arm being severed and her moving down the elevator shaft remains the same, since only the fate of Diavolo can be changed. The next notable scene is when Diavolo is inside of his hotel room and skips time to avoid being seen by the maid. The original fated path would have been for Diavolo to pick up all of his stuff and go out the window. However, he still would have been seen by the maid. So by skipping time, the maid remembers none of what happened. The original fated path of the objects moving out the window remains the same. Next is the fortune teller. The original fated path is for Diavolo to cut off the fortune teller's arm. He skips time, and the fortune teller's fate of his arm being removed remains the same. What I'm now hoping you see is that these are essentially just the same situation. You can just take the logic of King Crimson's ability from one and apply it to the other, and nothing changes. A part of the story that confuses many people is the fight between Doppio and Risotto.
Oh mate, what a fight.
The main thing to note here is that Doppio did not have access to all of King Crimson's abilities. He could only use Epitaph to view predictions and King Crimson's arms to attack Risotto. This is because Diavolo didn't want to fully reveal himself while he was too far away, since Risotto would just run after seeing the boss's face. The predictions of Epitaph are still fated to happen in these scenes, but Doppio still takes damage from many of them since he does not have access to time skips. At the end of the fight, Risotto positions himself under Diavolo so that Aerosmith's bullets will kill them both. To avoid this, Diavolo uses King Crimson to skip half a second of time. Since he cannot interact with objects during skipped time, Aerosmith's bullets phase through him. The skip ends, and the bullets continue their fated path of hitting Risotto. Just as an example, if Diavolo had done a full-time skip during this scene, which included the moment when the bullets hit Risotto, Risotto would still be hit by the bullets. During the fight at the Colosseum, Narancia ends up being killed by King Crimson. This is probably the most often discussed scene in this argument. The originally fated path would have been for King Crimson to break the metal bars, lift Narancia up, and impale him. By skipping time, all of these things will happen on their own, since they are still fated. The bars bend on their own, Narancia floats up on his own, and Narancia is impaled without any interaction from King Crimson. Because of this, King Crimson remains hidden, so it is not revealed to anyone whose body he is inhabiting. King Crimson's final prediction is that he would have defeated Giorno, and that is what would have happened if it were not for Goldsbeard's Requiem. GER's ability transcends fate, overriding this before it could ever happen. Hopefully with this video I have finally managed to dispel the confusion surrounding King Crimson. My previous video was covering the often misunderstood system of fate in JoJo, and the one before that completely debunked the idea of the walleyes being forgotten in Part 8. By the way, I was right. This video fits a similar role, taking an often misunderstood JoJo concept.
Don't know anything about Part 7 or 8, but yeah, anime only. And some of you are telling me to watch the extras anyway, because by the time the anime comes out I might forget, and you're probably right, I might. I'll think about it.
Comment it down below. If you want to receive updates on new videos or ask questions, join the Hum and Beat Discord using the link in the description.
Subscribe to the channel.
To get rewards like Discord perks and access to uncut videos that I couldn't put on YouTube, support the channel on Patreon. And finally, subscribe to the channel for future videos.
Oh yeah.
This is the part of the video where I thank my $5 and up patrons.
That's how King Crimson works. I thought that was quite fun. You can hear his frustration in his voice where it's like, I've explained this in the Debunking Araki Forgot Part 5. And I've also explained it in What is Fate. And now I'm having to explain it again. It's quite funny when he's frustrated and explaining stuff. But yeah, might do the extras. Not sure. There isn't really much else for me to check out on Ham and Beat's channel, I don't think, but let me know in the comments below. And thank you to my patrons if you want to have your name at the end of every video upload. Link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask. Support channels. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe, and leave comments down below. Let me know if I should watch those in future videos. And I'll see you guys all in the damn